You're waking up to Good Morning Idaho.
Welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. 6:09 right now on your Tuesday. And you may not know this, but June is actually Idaho Wine Month, and it's time to kick up your feet, enjoy a glass of Idaho wine this summer. So we're joined by Moya Schatz-Dolsby with the Idaho Wine Commission and Cat House with House of Wine. I'm so glad you guys got up this early because I understand, you know, I'm more of a coffee person with the morning hours, but the wine people, this is a big deal.
Early. It's okay.
I respect that.
Your the freshest in the morning.
Hey, okay, I like that.
Right.
So we're going to talk a little bit about how to taste wine, but first I just want to highlight, I mean, it's pretty cool that we almost have our own Napa Valley here in Idaho that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah, it's true. So we have our own AVA, and an AVA is an American Viticulture Area. And so we have 50 wineries now in Idaho, believe it or not. So we're a small but growing region, and we're pretty excited, and it's just so great to see how the community's embraced local wine.
Isn't that
and it's
true?
nice to have experts like Kat coming over from Washington and people coming up from California. So we're seeing more of that migration with Kat's classes. I mean, you can learn so much about wine, and she breaks it down and makes you not feel like intimidated.
Well,
you know?
that's the thing. I mean, maybe, you know, taking a class to learn how to taste wine, not all that bad. You're going to give us a few tips because I know when I think, I mean, I say, give me whatever's cheap. But you got to show me how to really appreciate. So what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, really, it's a four-step process. It's very easy. You know, essentially what you're going to do is, the first thing you're going to do is look at the wine and evaluate the color of the wine and the clarity. It can tell you about the age of the wine, the sorts of grapes used. It can tell you just a little bit about production techniques and things like that. So this wine in particular is slightly pink, so probably came from grapes that had red skin.
Right? That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And what is this wine?
This is actually Indian Creek's 2011, their white Pinot Noir.
I love Indian Creek. Beautiful facility out there in the Kuna area
Such
as
great
well.
people.
And this is
Yeah, they're
affordable, $10.
Oh
so
yeah,
there you go.
of course. Yeah, I love that. Okay, and then next?
Yep. Then smell, you know, the swirling and smelling, you know, probably the most iconic step in wine tasting is the swirling section. And that's what people really, you know, if you talk about wine tasting, people want to swirl. You know, an easy trick is if you have a table, you know, you can always put the glass down on the table and use that to help you swirl so you don't get it on yourself.
Yeah.
And then smell and take a couple short sniffs in. And then pull the glass away. So that way you're getting the distinct flavors and aromas that are released without getting overwhelmed and starting to smell like all the same thing.
Well, and your nose is directly connected to your taste buds, right? So that's the first step in tasting.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, most of what we actually taste is actually through smell, and so it's the retronasal organ is actually what passes through between your nose and your palate. And so being able to smell really sets you up for what you're going to taste.
Okay, and what are we tasting here?
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about what it is, but what are you grabbing off of the scent of this wine?
Yeah. So in particular on this wine, you know, it has a lot of really candied sort of aromas and a little bit of a floral hint too. So, you know, you're getting some more of that kind of candied, I'd say light raspberry, you know, strawberries, those kind of things. And that's all process of association, you know. People say, do you really smell the raspberries or those sort of things?
Yeah,
you know,
isn't that, well, and we're running out of time for this segment. We're going to do a little bit more of this, but I have one more big question for you because this is where I get really tripped up. Do I have to spit it out after I
You don't
taste
have
it?
to, but you can. Practice makes perfect, but you know, it's the yum yuck principle. So if you like it, keep it. If you don't like it, you can spit it out, or if you need to try some more wines.
Well, there you go. I love that. So we're going to talk a little bit more with you guys heading into later on in the morning, and also we're going to briefly talk about Savor Idaho, which is an event coming up on June 9th, but tickets are, as I understand, are
Almost
running.
gone.
They're almost gone. So maybe this is your last morning you get a chance on that. Thank you guys for coming in. What many people are aware of, we have a fantastic wine culture, so we're actually learning how to taste wine. That's what we learned before. We're joined by Cat House and Moya Schatz-Dolsby. I knew you before you were married. Now
no worries.
Sorry if I hope I didn't get that wrong. But thank you guys so much for getting up with us early.
Thank you.
Now we're talking about some of the best and affordable local wines you can pick up that are good to enjoy in the summer. I'll make a confession. I'm a red wine drinker through and through, so I'm hoping you can change my mind.
Sure. I mean, in the summertime, it's hot out. So
It
most
is,
people want to drink white wines, and there's a lot of different options. We have Viognier, Pinot Gris, you know, a sweet Riesling to a rosé. It just all depends on what you like, and I'm a big proponent of drink what you like. Try them all, and then just drink what you like. And they are affordable, from $6.99 on all the way up to, I think the most expensive white that we have right here is $16. So it's really, it is really affordable. And you have a lot of options.
Well, and as I understand it too, I think a couple years ago we talked about the award-winning Viognier grape. It grows well here in Idaho specifically.
Yeah, and you could probably talk to why that is.
Yeah, it keeps the acidity that you're really looking for. So Viognier tends to be a grape that has a lot of body and weight to it, but sometimes it can get a little bit oily if there's not the acid in there. And so we really retain with our nice cool temperatures at night that acid. And so especially in the summer, you want a little bit of that liveliness. So it really helps make a nice summer wine too.
You don't want flabby wine.
Oh, no, nothing flabby.
No
we don't want anything flabby, especially in the summertime. And one of my favorite things about being from this area is driving out to sort of that wine country. You said how many wineries now?
There's 50 wineries in the state now.
Incredible. And a small plug for Savor Idaho. I know tickets are running low, but tell me about that event.
So Savor Idaho is our big wine event, and it's June 9th, so it's 2 weeks. It's almost sold out. You can get some tickets at the Garden. There's almost 30 wineries, 20 restaurants, 900 people. It's outside. It's
fabulous
beautiful.
event. Yeah, it's always a really good time. Yeah. So what a few, I mean, if I have to pick 3 wines for the summertime, just 3, that's all I can have. Then what are the best Idaho wines to get for the summer wines?
Well, I think that's always subjective based on your opinion, but I think, Kat, as the winemaker, you could probably speak to the different profiles.
Right. I'd kind of group it into 3 different types.
Okay.
Either sweet white wines, which really can be nice if you're having spicy food.
Okay.
Yeah, like St. Chappelle's Special Harvest Riesling, a really nice sweet wine. It's something that, you know, even grandma will like, which is good, and something that, you know, or you're sitting on the porch, you don't have to think about. Another one would be a full-bodied white wine. It can go well, like that Viognier that you're speaking of. It has nice acidity. It pairs really well with barbecue and fishes and things like that. Right. So if you're a red wine drinker, go with more of a full-bodied either Pinot Gris or or a Viognier. And then another great option is rosé. And people a lot of times, you know, kind of look at rosé and think, oh no, it's pink wine. I don't want to drink pink. You know, especially guys getting a real guy to drink pink. Yeah.
But is it a cardinal sin? Because one of my favorite things to do with the rosé wines, especially when they have a really nice raspberry one that comes from St. Chappelle, is to put it in some fruit and make like a wine spritzer out of it. Yeah, you know, for the summertime.
It's your glass of wine. Drink it the way that you like.
That's perfect.
You know, just enjoy it. And there's so many options across the Treasure Valley. You really can't go wrong.
50 wineries right here in Idaho. So for June being Idaho Wine Month, get out there and enjoy what you like to drink. Thank you so much, ladies, for being